Batgirl's finally coming to the big screen.
And Blade is finally moving forward.
Yeah, let's talk about that more.
Moving minds.
Hey guys, this is Ish.
This is Ant.
We're Movie Minds, where we keep you up to date with all the movie news, reviews, and some shows.
You guys follow us on all our social media platforms, guys. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the social medias. But more importantly, here on YouTube, please press that subscribe button and that like button and that notification button to be informed of all our future content.
Yes, let's go on to Hot Top.
Hot Tops.
Guys, today on Deadline, we're getting a DC Universe Batgirl movie. We have been hearing about it a little bit, but we finally have some stars that are being looked into.
So one of the girls that I really like that are probably going to be playing Batgirl is Zoe Deutch. She's played, in Zombieland 2. She was a ditzy white girl. She was a very funny character in that movie. I really enjoyed her. She's come out in also other independent films and Netflix that I watched. I don't remember their names right now, but I also enjoyed her in those. So I could see her becoming Batgirl. Also, Isabella Merced. She's been in Insta Family. She's been in Dora. I've seen her here and there in other films that I don't recall what they're the names of, but she is someone that I feel that can probably be Batgirl as a very young Batgirl. Mm-hmm. And so I do agree that some of these girls that they've actually chosen are not that far off of to whom I think could play the Batgirl character.
Yeah. I guess it's all depending on like what direction they're going to take and what the script does, because you're right, she would be a lot younger, and so that would mean a whole different time frame with inside the universe. They also have Leslie Grace, which was in The Heights. I think she got the moves for it. She was great in The Heights. I really enjoyed her performance in that. And also we have Lou Richardson, which was in The Split and Edge of 17, which kind of pushes more on the younger side of everything. I think all of them are, and they have like a Latin flavor to them, right? They have like it's not really
there's like a little tan
Caucasian
on them.
in a sense, So and I see what direction they're taking. I think it's all about what the story is about. Are we looking at origin story? Maybe we want to do a little bit younger. I don't know about the Dora actress that did that. That was a
terrible movie.
I hated that movie so much. There's some moments where I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, but then other sides I was like, kill me now. But yeah, I would honestly say go with just Leslie Grace. She did amazing in The Heights, and I would love to see her in that. I think she's mature. She looks like a more mature character, and I would love that. I think this is a home run. So it looks like it's going to be a movie, might be a series.
It might be. They still, I think they're at a point right now where it's one of those things that they don't.
This is huge, man. This is really, really a big step forward, and it's going to be in the same universe, it seems like, because Commissioner Gordon's series that's going to be HBO Max is going to be tied into the DCU.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So looks really promising, man.
We'll see what happens with that, guys.
Yeah, guys. All right, let's go on to worthy mentions.
Yeah, guys, we have Marvel's Blade. Mahershala Ali, the two-time Academy Award-winning actor from The Green Book, is finally getting a director, and the director's name is Bassam Tariq. Now, you might say, who the hell is Bassam Tariq? Yeah. Well, the only actual credit that he has, or a movie that anybody would know, is Mowgli. And so for whatever reason, Kevin Feige seems to think that this is his guy to direct Blade. Mm-hmm. Now, there hasn't been too much talk. I mean, I remember them talking about the Blade movie, and Mahershala Ali, his name is so hard to pronounce, being Blade, and I was really happy about that because he totally fits the bill, right? But there hasn't been very much talked about moving forward with the film. I mean, I know they were going to make it, but we still hadn't heard anything until this director. And so I don't know. I really haven't seen the movie he made, so I have no idea if this is a good move or not.
Honestly, I haven't seen it either, but my faith is in Kevin Feige. His scouting of talent is like no other. He's even better than Kathleen Kennedy in Star Wars films for sure. But I know that this director co-wrote that movie with Ahmed, and he is such a talented actor, and I know that he has a lot to say with what happened with Sound and Metal, which was great, by the way. Watch it on Prime, guys. It's such a good freaking movie. Please watch that. And so if it's tied with this guy, with Riz, I'm all for it. I'm all in for it, and this guy's actually it looks like he's gonna be more in tune with what is happening within the Marvel cinema, within the Marvel universe. He's gonna have Miss Marvel writing credits and some other stuff too. So there's a lot of promise in this for sure.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm just happy that it's moving forward and that eventually we'll have Mr. Marshala inside the MCU to whatever capacity that'll be in. I also hear that Wesley Snipes is coming back somehow to it. So I don't know if that's a rumor or not, but we'll see what happens with that.
As a vampire.
In other movie news, we have Antonio Banderas. Joins Indiana Jones 5. It's been reported that Mr. Banderas took, from his busy schedule, because he's been coming out in a lot of movies. You might not see him, but he just came out in the Bodyguard's wife, the one with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, Salma Hayek. He's actually the villain in that movie, and I quite enjoyed him as the villain, and I think he did great. What do you think about the news that he's inside Indiana Jones?
I would love to see him as a villain. It's funny that you said that, because I remember him in Assassins with
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone. The movie is epic. And
yeah,
I just love his acting and swagger, and it's like intimidating but not really inviting. It's very dangerous, that combination there. So I would love to see him I see him in Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford in the mix of things. Dude, this sounds amazing. But I don't think it's going to be that, just because it's late casting. You know what I mean? So that's what I think.
Well, who knows? I mean, this movie still is very far away from being done. Harrison Ford got hurt not too long ago, so they probably stopped production for at least a couple months, or maybe a month or so, depending on the injury that he had. And I love the fact that he's in this. I love Antonio Banderas and anything he does, to be quite honest with you. He's one of those actors that just captivate the screen when he's on, and so I really love him in that movie, like I said, with Bodyguard's wife, and also can't wait to see him in the Indiana Jones movie, and I hope it's good, because the last Indiana Jones was horrible. Anyway, another movie news, we have Loki returning to Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. It's been reported that Mr. Loki Lofison himself is going to come back to the movie with Doctor Strange.
Definitely a rumor, but it seems very, very much likely that it's going to happen. I know, as some of you guys have seen, there is a Loki season 2 coming out. It's not a limited series, so thank God for that. And it looks extremely promising. It would absolutely make sense. Loki is the only variant that actually knows what's going on in the multiverse.
Yeah,
literally, him and his counterparts are really, and the TVA is not even aware of the multiverse changes, because as you saw at the end, they were like, what the hell's going on? Anyway, so this is so freaking great news. It makes sense. If it doesn't happen, I think they're freaking crazy. So
yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, it's very, very interesting that they're going to take something from streaming channel with Disney Plus and implement it into the movies like that. I think it's a great idea. I wonder how that is going to develop. So we will see what happens. Yeah, but those are your worthy mentions.
Yes, guys, let's go on to streaming
and chilling.
Okay, guys, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about a movie on Netflix. I know I was doing some documentaries the last few weeks, but I'm going to take a little pause right now because I haven't had enough time to watch something that was worth bringing to the table today. But I did watch Fatherhood with Kevin Hart. It is directed by Paul Weitz, and gosh, good golly, guys, this is such. It's because it's fatherhood. It's supposed to be corny. It's a dad joke.
Good golly.
That
sounded swell.
Exactly, it has to be that. Fatherhood is such a good feel good movie. It makes you it got me emotional for sure. The story about a father that is placed in a position where I wouldn't want anyone to be in, and he takes on the reins of pretty much raising his child. And I don't want to spoil it all, but his journey is incredible. It's almost inspiring in a sense, and I'm not even a dad, and so it just looks and feels like Kevin Hart is really cementing himself as an actual actor and not just a comedian. And this is the first movie that I really feel like that he is really actually giving it a shot. And I'm really glad that they casted this on him. It's such a great casting in a sense. There's some great stars and great chemistry with every single actor that's there. We got a comedian, Lil Real Howard. And he's amazingly funny in this, as he usually is. I guess you guys just need to go ahead and find out for yourself. Please go and watch Fatherhood if you haven't already, because I'm a little on a late train too on this one. No.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, I've seen it on Netflix. I just haven't pressed the play button.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I've been wondering. Yeah. Anyway, for my stream and chill, I'm gonna go ahead and review this quick movie because we didn't want to do a whole review on it because that's how bad it is. Space Jam 2, guys, with LeBron James on HBO Max. It didn't just come out in theaters. It definitely came out on HBO Max. I streamed it and I watched it, and so there was a lot of comparisons to this movie, obviously, due to the fact that there was Space Jam with Michael Jordan. And so a lot of people back in the day, back when it came out in the 90s, the critics were hard on Space Jam, on Michael Jordan, on the movie itself. It just didn't seem like it was coming together the way that critics wanted it to come together. And so they gave him a pretty bad rating. Fast forward to 2021 or 2018 or so, they reviewed it again and it got a pretty good rating from a lot of critics, meaning that, Space Jam, the first one, actually did its job to some degree. Now we're here. We have Space Jam 2 with LeBron James. First of all, look, I'm not the biggest fan of LeBron James. He's on the team that I love.
Hey, this is a movie show, dude. Don't talk about sports on this crap.
I love that he's on Lakers, but I'm not the biggest fan of his. However, if I were to give him advice, do not act or quit your day job ever again. Please don't act in movies. That's just not something that you do. I know that he came in Trainwreck with Amy Schumer a long time ago, and he did pretty good in there. It was like a couple of lines. How could you mess that up, right? But this was helmed by him. And so the fact that the movie was by short saying that it was an atrocity, it was a train wreck, is a nice thing to say. There was obviously, like I always try to take the good things out of a movie, and obviously it's the tunes, right? The imagination and the creativity that they did with the tunes and what they had them do, and it was a reminiscent to what they did in the first Space Jam, and then you have a lot of characters at the end. There's a bunch of characters. It seemed like Warner Brothers just said, hey, you know what? Here's everything we have, and let's put all the characters in the background as the audience in this one game that he has to play to be able to escape the server verse. That's what they call it. And so he plays against his son, and it's a valuable lesson in father and sonhood. And you do learn something, and it's touching in moments because the message is there, but the acting is so horrible. The pacing is off. There's just so much going on sometimes that you're just like, what are you doing? But there are some giggles. There are some laughs. There are some interesting things that you watch along the way, and you want to watch what happens at the end, obviously, because it's a movie. Look, I didn't like Don Cheadle in this, and I normally love Don Cheadle in everything he does. He is just one of the greatest actors that's on the universe right now. I love Don Cheadle, but in this, he really annoyed me. He bugged me. I felt like it diminished who he was. It just wasn't a good movie, guys. Check it out because it's Space Jam 2. There's a little reference of Michael Jordan in there that's pretty cool. Check it out. It's Space Jam 2. What can I say? I'm going to go ahead and give Space Jam 2 a D a D.
Do you think that it's gonna happen where this is gonna happen where Space Jam 2 is reviewed like 20 years later and it gets a better rating?
It might, man. It might. But just, Michael Jordan was actually a better actor than James was too. So
Oh, okay.
James, it's just LeBron James shouldn't be acting. Let's just put it that way. Okay. It was uncomfortable. It was awkward at times as well. So there you have it, guys. Guys, let us know. Tell us what you think, what you liked, what you disliked down there in the comments. And also remember to subscribe, press like and notification button so that you get all the future content that we'll be coming with. And also, like always, and as always, stay
moving minded.
Woo!